I'm going to speak French because I'm really not confident. Excuse me. My name is nankela, and I'm an Educube final year student, registered at UTAD in Portugal, but currently finalizing my mobility studies here at the National Museum. I'm here to briefly just talk about the existing departmental relationship between France and Namibia regarding the archaeological missions. How it started, when it started, and how I get where I am right now. Okay, before we go into the details, I would just like to show you where I came from. I came from Namibia. Namibia is a country located West Africa, bordering South Africa to the south, Botswana and Zimbabwe to the east, Angola to the north, and then the Atlantic Ocean to the west. So, although we are only at 26 years of age, Namibia is actually archaeologically well known to have one of Africa's oldest figurative painting, the Apollo 11, which is almost the same age as the artwork in the Chauvet cave here in France. The archaeological heritage in Namibia is under the National Heritage, protected under the National Heritage Act of 2004, which has been in existence since 2005. However, some of the core functions among will be to identify, conserve, protect and manage Namibia's heritage, cultural heritage and natural heritage resources. But one of the main important core functions is to liaise with other research institutions, for example, the National Museum or any other institution in the world, in the activity related to the heritage research and the promotion of Namibian heritage research. I will explain why. Now, currently, Namibia's National Heritage Database contains an excess of known 2,000 archaeological sites, of which 1,200 are rock art sites containing nearly 62,000 rock art figures that has been documented by the earliest research in the 1930s, for example, the Cologne School of Archaeology on African heritage, and also some of the well-known French historians such as Abbé Breuil. Now, although we have 2,000 archaeological sites, so far only 8 has been proclaimed as Namibia's national heritage site, and this is because of the lack of researchers in the country at the moment. And among those 8, we only have one UNESCO cultural heritage site, which is the Trefoil Fontaines, since inscription since 2007. You can see at the figure below. We also have recently inscribed the site of the Namib Sensi. Okay, how does this work? The Namib Sensi. Here we also have thousands of archaeological sites that has been discovered, but they have been buried under the sand dune, unfortunately. Now let's look at the distribution of the archaeological sites in Namibia. You can see this is the map of Namibia, which means that all the archaeological sites are widely distributed all over the country, but the largest concentration is found here. This is the Erongo Mountain, where the Namib Sensi, the World Heritage Site, stretch from here all the way up here. So the majority of the Namibian archaeological sites are based here in this particular region. Archaeological heritage in Namibia date from 1.8 million to 1,000 years ago, probably even earlier. And Namibian archaeology is dedicated or attributed to the hunter-gatherers and the nomadic pastoralists. However, even though we know the existence of this site, 800 of these sites of the 2,000 are still unrecorded and undocumented. Now let's look at the principal archaeological sites that we have in Namibia. We have those that are found in these massive granitic mountains, such as the Brandberg, and this is where the famous White Lady painting was discovered and popularized by Abbé Breuil. It's called Madame Blanc, something like that. The site have over 1,000 rock art sites containing nearly 50,000 rock art figures, and most of these sites are archaeological sites with a lot of archaeological potential for excavation, but there is nobody doing research there. And then we have the latest, the Erongo Mountain, which has today more than 2,000 sites, and we have so far recorded 5,300 rock art figures, and this is where the French are now concentrated in. And then we have about 40 other sites that are found just up in proximity of this particular area, the Erongo Mountain, which is called Spitzkoppe. We have also recorded quite a number of rock art sites, but there's also thousands of archaeological sites that are still undocumented. And one of of the reason why the situation it is the way it is today is because Namibia only have 5 archaeologists. Only 5 archaeologists. 2 of those are state archaeologists. We have one at the National Heritage Council, the rock art specialist. She's the one talking. And you have one, we have one zooarchaeologist who has also been trained at, here at the National Museum, and she's working at the National Museum of Namibia. And the rest of them, we have 2 private consultants and then 1 university lecturer. Now, the reason why the situation in Namibia it is the way it is because there is relatively less attention paid to the heritage sector, although the earliest research has been done already by the former researchers. But I think it's because the country is still young and there is not really so much. We are only 26 years of independence since 1990. So there has not really been so much promotion of culture and heritage and research into archaeological research in Namibia. And even though it's only the 2 of us and the other that usually help, we are badly underfunded in terms of research, in terms of even implementing conservation policies and management policy of heritage resources in Namibia. Now let's look at how the French came to Namibia, the current contemporary French researchers that are doing research in Namibia. So the relationship actually existed, or the cooperation existed since 2007 between the National Museum of Namibia. It's a repository institution in Namibia where all the archaeological material are deposited. They also have a department of archaeology, and those are, the National Museum is now who was in contact with the National Museum in France to come and do assessment to see how many archaeological sites, where can they start and all that. So this began in 2001 with the discovery of a leopard cave in Erongo Mountain. I will show you where it is. This is the Erongo Mountain we talked about before, and this is the location of the Mandumba West Farm where the leopard cave is. It's found in this mountain here. This is Brandberg, Erongo Mountain, and Spitzkoppe is just somewhere here. Windhoek, which is the capital city, is located somewhere here. As you can see here, this whole area is the same dune here. And this is the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now, this particular mountain is also full of thousands of archaeological sites, and so far we only recorded 200, which contain 5,300 rock art figure, but 500 are still unrecorded in the mountain, those that are known, but there are thousands of them that are still not known yet. Now, the current French that are doing research in Erongo are not the first French to set foot in this mountain. The first one was Abbe Breuil in the 1930s. He documented rock art in the Anibib and also in the Mandumba Farm and other Erongo sites in 1930s. And his publications were published in the paperback of 1960. So when the current researcher, French researcher came to Namibia, they look at what Breuil studied in Namibia, where are the sites, where can they study, where can they start. That's why they decided to start research in Mandumba, where Abbe Breuil documented some of the rock art sites. Now, this relationship was intensified with the summer school of 2008, and it ran all the way to 2010. Under the leadership of David Pradou, who is also working at the National Museum here. He's an archaeologist. Florent Detroit, who is a paleoanthropologist. Fabien Karagou, I think he's a museologist here. And you have Richard Dumer, who is an ecologist. And Namibian entomologist, Dr. Eugene Marias. So the summer school started at the Leopard Cave here, and this you can see, this is the archaeology summer school, summer class of 2008, and this is me right here. I was maybe just 19 years of age. Okay, the courses during the summer school comprised of archaeology, paleoanthropology, museology, conservation, ethnology, and entomology. Now, different Namibian students were invited to participate in the summer school. Some were taken to archaeology, some were taken to museology, some took ethnology classes, and then you have to choose where you want to go, depending on what you want to pursue in the future, should you get an opportunity to go study. So I chose archaeology because I was already doing some rock art research for my undergraduate study when I was studying at the University of Namibia. Okay, so the Leopard Cave excavation began in 2008, and it's still running even this year. We just returned back 1 month ago from Leopard Cave, and it's then started with us, the student that participated in the summer school, and it's now every year that the mission is happening in Namibia, they are attracting Namibian students, let's say 2 or 3 every mission, to come and also participate in the excavation. and just so that we can just nurture their interest, because we need archaeologists in the country. So as many archaeological materials are discovered at the site, and so are the findings, and also are the participation of the student. We have, for example, lithic botany, human remains, and recently the discovery of the Caprini remain, which is now the oldest domestication of sheep in southern Africa, which was discovered by the French team. Now, among the students that participated in this excavation, it was the three of us that got the opportunity to get a Erasmus Mundus scholarship. This is Emma, who is now working, he was the head of the archaeology department at the National Museum. She's also followed KIPE curriculum here. And this is me. And I'm in charge of the archaeology department at the National Heritage Council. And this is Lebo. She's from Botswana, and she's also got a scholarship in Erasmus Mundus. She's now also studying the botany of Omanduma that we recovered in the excavation. I'm responsible also here I'm also documenting for my master thesis and also for PhD. Master thesis I documented about 12 rock art sites, and for PhD now I have more than 120 rock art sites. Found in the same mountain, in the same farm where the French archaeologists are studying. So we are actually complementing each other now, others' work. Now, Emma also studied the zooarchaeological remain of the Leopard Cave. Now, as you can see here, our research team expanded. So it was not just about the French archaeologists and Namibian archaeologists. We also teamed up with the local people, for example, the San people. Some people call them the Bushmen, but in Namibia they are called San people. They were very instrumental, for instance, in locating a lot of rock art sites in Namibia, especially in that mountain in Mandumba, and also just to give us the ethnographical information about the artwork, ethnographical information about the site and everything. So, and then we have also a research team from France. This is Dr. Mathieu Lebo, who is a pigment specialist. He now the one assisting me with my PhD research to study the pigment of the paintings in the mountain. And this is Florent Detroit, who was assisting me documenting the engravings, because I have 110 sites. 80 of those are rock paintings, and then the rest are rock engravings. And now these materials are now analyzed in the laboratory here in the National Museum. Now, in terms of logistic, National Heritage Council and the National Museum of Namibia were really involved in sort of like shaping this type of cooperation, because it was born between the Department of Archaeology of National Museum and the National Heritage Council, but not really at the institutional level. It was just a departmental cooperation. So what we do is that when the French are coming to Namibia, they are carrying a whole lot of equipment, equipment for field work. So what we do is to assist them to travel smoothly from France to Namibia by providing with, for example, official letter from the institution. So we also provide them with the research permits to conduct this research, so that they will be asked, what are you doing in Namibia, so they have authorization. So the National Heritage Council, this is the vehicle of National Museum. From the beginning, it was really slow, because people didn't understand what exactly are they doing, what is the role, how can we assist. Nobody really understood what was their responsibility. So the support system at this level, 2008, was really low. But as we began to understand exactly their roles and their importance and the scientific importance of their research, we started also to come on board the National Heritage and National Museum. When they are coming to Namibia, we provided vehicle for free, we provided petrol at some point, and we provided also drivers, and we provided camping equipment, and also just basically all the things that you can possibly imagine when you're in the field. We also provided, for example, the cameras and everything by the National Museum. Now, at the ambassadorial level, we also have to... Okay, this is the last one. At the ambassadorial level, we also have to pressure the French embassy in Namibia to assist us, because it was really difficult. So this is the French ambassador here with us, receiving us just 2 months ago. And they supply us with a vehicle and also solar energy to assist us in the field. And you can see here she is, here the ambassador, visiting the rock art site and visiting basically what we are doing, so that she understands how they can support and all that. And the French research, it goes beyond Erongo Mountain. It's no longer about the Omandumba farm, because we really do not have specialists in Namibia. So you remember the Namib Sensi, I'll show you before, that there are thousands of human remains that are buried. So they also assisted us also to study these remains. These are the remains. And so far so good. They have documented 1 site so far, and we are still having 17 remaining sites. And what we need right now at the relationship is to take it to another level. We do not want a departmental assistant anymore. We need at the institutional level so that we can support the research. We need to develop, for example, a convention of cooperation between the National Heritage Council, National Museum, the University of Namibia, and the National Museum here in France. We need also to work on the capacity building to train more Namibians to become archaeologists, and also for the French researcher to study archaeological collections that existed, that are rotting in our museums because there's nobody to study them. So we need more researchers, basically. And also to encourage researchers to come to Namibia, not just to do 1 day or 1 month field, but to base in Namibia and then do research. That's it. Thank you.